What's up, YouTube man? It's your boy Action Jackson, man. And in today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys the potential outcomes for the Dallas Cowboys when they do make the playoffs and what their destiny looks like, or what it would have to look like for them to see who we can potentially see in the playoffs. That into how we can potentially we're still at play for the number one seed. A lot of people don't know that, and a lot of people fall down about that, but I'm going to give you guys some confidence. If you are a Dallas Cowboy fan, or if you watch Cowboys and somehow you're one of the very few outside of the fan base that likes watching us play, you sometimes root for us, then I'm going to discuss of how we're still in play for the number one seed. So before we hop into the video, I would appreciate if you guys would like the video, subscribe if you're new, comment, and share my video with anyone who you think might enjoy my content, man. So, man, hopping straight into it, I'm just going to start off with the playoff picture real quick. So, it's not updated, but of course, you can't depend on anybody. And that's one thing I've noticed a lot just about in life, period, but especially in the NFL. You can't depend on nobody. That's why Dallas Cowboys, they got themselves in a comfortable 8-3 record. They're not comfortable. They still have a lot of work to do. But I'm just saying, they take care. They play their P's and Q's. They do everything they're supposed to. They're going to make the playoffs. But now you look at the NFC now. Philadelphia is sitting at 10-1 because they won last night. They beat Green Bay. So now Green Bay's out of the playoffs. Philadelphia won, so they're 10-1. Now Green Bay's eliminated. Minnesota's 9-2. San Francisco, they won yesterday against the Aints. So I think that puts them around, 7-8 wins, something like that. So they're in third seed. Tampa Bay, and they lost to the Browns on Sunday as well. We're in the 5th seed, 6th seed, 7th seed. As you guys can tell, if the playoffs were to end today, the entire NFC East will be in it. And that's a major improvement for the last couple of years. Because last year we sent 2 teams with the Cowboys, with us, Cowboys, and the Eagles. And then now, potentially we're getting at least three NFC East, division teams into the playoffs this year for sure. So, Philadelphia is 10-1. So let's go Philadelphia. They're 10-1. They just beat the Green Bay Packers, as you can tell if you look on the right side of your screen, November 27th. So the next time they play football is next week, on December 4th. So they got to play the Tennessee Titans. All we need for us to get the number one seed, we cannot afford to lose a game from here on out. We have to end the season 14-3. So we cannot lose a single game from here on out. We have to win 6 straight games in a row, which I think are very, very possible, especially with your next 4 being against teams that are non-playoff teams. The Colts are going to give you a struggle. Jacksonville, they will fight. Houston, they're tanking for a number one pick. So I don't think they're going to even try to blow that. So they're going to most likely try to keep the number one seed, the number one pick. For Philly, I can see Philadelphia losing against the Tennessee Titans, and this is why I'm going to tell you why. Tennessee's pissed off. They just lost to the Bengals again. It's been 2 times that they've seen them last. They lost to them. They're pissed off about that game. They're going to go out here and they're going to destroy Philly. Not necessarily destroy Philly, but it's going to be a very, very close game because you can run the ball on Philly, and a lot of people they're not taking notice of that. Washington showed you that you can do that. Dallas showed you that you can run on them late. Arizona was trying their best. And Dameon Pierce went off on that Thursday. Now on November 3rd, Dameon Pierce went off on him running the ball. So I think Derrick Henry is going to have a field day. It's going to be up to that defense of the Tennessee Titans and Ryan Tannehill, those two people in particular. Because Derrick Henry's going to get it going. He's not going to have 2 consecutive bad games. So he's going to go off in this game. It's up to that defense and Ryan Tannehill, like I said. The Giants, I see them losing to Tennessee and splitting with us and New York. No matter how bad a New York team is, or no matter how great a Philadelphia team is, New York always finds a way to at least win one game against the Eagles. At least one. No matter how fluky it is, New York will win one game, and I do have that in my back pocket where I kind of feel okay about that because And Jalen Hurts against his division, he's real spotty against it. He's not like a for sure person who's going to sweep you year in and year out like how Dak Prescott will. He's definitely somebody who can win games in the NFC East. I'm not saying that, but he's not somebody that scares nobody in the NFC East. So I potentially believe that even if they lose to Tennessee 13 and then they beat the Giants, I think they'll lose to the Giants whenever they play them, either 7th of 8th or January. They're going to beat the Bears. The Bears won a top 5 pick. Justin Fields, he's going to play out of his mind, but I don't see them. Who knows? The Bears could be the person that upsets them. Who knows? But for us, Dallas, we have to beat them. We have to, when they come to our house on Christmas Eve, we have to beat them. Like I said, they're most likely going to beat New Orleans, or New Orleans is probably going to try to play spoilers. Who knows? They might lose. New Orleans might lose that game. Then I can see the Giants Week 18 beating them. Looking at our schedule, like I said, so I already gave you the scenario that if basically Philly just has to lose 2 games. So whether that's twice against the NFC East, whether that's losing to the Giants and the Cowboys, or whether that's losing 3 games and losing to the Titans, Giants, and Cowboys. But one thing is for sure, for us to even get the number 1 seed, like I said, we cannot lose a game from here on out, and we're going to have to beat the Eagles. So all remaining games, we got the Colts, Texans, Jags, Eagles, Titans, Commanders. Your next 3 games are very, 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 very winnable. You're playing against the Colts team at home. They're, depending on tonight, because I'm recording this on Monday, depending on how they play tonight against the Pittsburgh Steelers, is going to also determine how confident they're going to come out against the Cowboys. So everyone's going to try and wake up for the Cowboys and play against the Cowboys, but still, it's in your best interest that you have to win this game. These are the games. Like I said, these next 6 games are really going to determine what your Dallas Cowboys will look like in the playoffs. These last year's 6 games showed us that we were going to be okay, but we probably weren't going to go far, especially with how undisciplined we are. We still have a lot of tendencies like how we've had last year, but the only difference is from last year to this year was that last year towards the ending months, we just became this flag football team where we just threw the ball 45, anywhere from like 35, 50 times within a given game, and we never had a run game going. The opposite from last year to this year is that now this time we have a good game, we have a good running game. Our defense is way better than it was last year because on a lot of turnovers to get us out of scenarios and elevate us late against teams. We were always banking on that our defense will get a interception or sack fumble or a Trevon Diggs pick or whatever. So that's definitely different. So like I said, you got to beat the Colts. You got to play Houston. These 3 games are the games that you want to prove and show that the Cowboys have to get up and take care of bad teams, because you have to beat the Colts on Sunday night. You got to beat Houston. They're tanking for a number 1 pick, so I don't think they're going to blow it. But who knows? This old Texas rivalry that's weak, because Cowboys always beating the Texans, so it's not really a Texas rival. Just because both of you guys play in Texas doesn't necessarily mean it's a rival. Like a cross bridge rival like the Raiders and Niners, I understand that, but we've been whooping on the Texans. It's going to happen again. We're going to beat the Texans at Dallas. We got to go out to Jacksonville and play Jacksonville. It is very key and crucial for us to win that game. As you can tell, Jacksonville, they're not quitting, man. They're not playing for the number 1 pick anymore. They've already spent number 1 picks to get the people they wanted. They're still going to end up with a top 10 pick, but now they're just in their stage of their building career of them building a team. Is now they're just working on culture. So while in the midst of working of culture, they're going to win some games and they're going to lose some games. But there's been plenty of times in the season where Jacksonville's almost came up with some wins. So now it's crucial for us that we have to go out and we have to beat the Jaguars. This cannot be a game where Trevor Lawrence, now everyone looks at him. They already looked at him yesterday as like, okay, that he's the number 1 pick and he showed you why he's the number 1 pick. Don't ever compare him to Zach Wilson. Don't let this be this game where he just all of a sudden goes off. Don't let this be the game. Like I said, you have to beat the Eagles. And these last 3 games are really determined because your last 3 games, you're playing against playoff teams. Eagles are making the playoffs, Titans are making the playoffs, and the Commanders are most likely going to make the playoffs. I have no doubt about that in my entire brain. I looked at the Commanders' schedule. They still got to play the Giants twice. They got to play us one more time. They got to play the Niners, and they have some other weak opponents in there as well. So, if not, I can see them likely sweeping the Giants, but Daniel Jones does have a winning record against the Commanders. So, we'll see how that's going to turn out. But like I said, you have to beat the Eagles on Christmas Eve. Then in 10 days, you turn around, not 10 days, a week later, you play the Tennessee Titans. And this is the game where it comes down for me and whether or not we will go far in the playoffs. The Eagles game is going to be won for sure because we can beat the Eagles, ride high, and while we're on this 6-game win streak, including we beat Philly, then we're on to Tennessee. Now we're on a 6-game win streak. I don't know Tennessee's schedule like that, like the back of my hand. But I can only imagine if they have a loss prior playing to us, or they have or they're on a win streak themselves. They're going to be also in play to try and get either the number they're going to try and get like the top 2 seed for sure. So playing Tennessee is really crucial because you're going to play them in late December. It's going to be cold as it's going to be really cold. It's going to be super cold. Tennessee is a playoff team. So what they're going to do, and they're going to be kind of like us, they're going to rely on their run game, mainly Derrick Henry. That's somebody you're going to have to put 11 men in the box. Like, this is a game where Damone Clark's going to have to step up. Leighton Vander Esch is going to step up. This defensive line on the edge. Your corners they're going to have to want to tackle. So I'll get into that game plan when that happens like a month from now. But still, playing Tennessee is really crucial because they play tremendous defense. And they're really great at stopping the run. And they're also above average at stopping the pass. So they're a really, really solid defense. And they're a really great coach team. They're not going to have dumb penalties like Dallas does. So it's really crucial for that Dallas stay clean up on their penalties. Tennessee is definitely going to be a determinant factor of what this Dallas Cowboys team will look like, man. Then week 18, you play the Commanders. You win all these games, and then like I said, you get past the Eagles, you get past the Titans. The Commanders shouldn't even be somebody you even worried about because you beat the Commanders. You get the number 1 pick. I mean, you get the number 1 seed, man. You get the number 1 seed, and the players have to come through Dallas, and you don't have to play the wild card weekend. You rest up, and you play in the divisional round, and you're most likely going to have to play Philly again because the highest remaining seed plays the lowest remaining seed. Like I said, for Dallas Cowboys to also get the number 1 seed, which I forgot to mention, guys, is Minnesota has to lose 1 game. Minnesota loses 1 game from here on out, and we went out, and Philadelphia, they lose at least 2 games. We go up to number 1 seed. Now let's play a fiction right now. So if the Cowboys were the number 1, so let's say the Eagles and the Cowboys were to flip places in the playoff picture. We were the number 1 seed. Eagles are the 5th seed. The ones in the NFC South are going to get bounced out first round. I don't care if it's Tom Brady or Marcus Mariota. So let's say we flip seeds. We're the number 1 seed. They're the 5 seed. Minnesota stays at 2. San Francisco is at 3. This 6, 7 seed is going to change. I think Washington can bump up to the 6th seed while Seattle slides in at 7. Or if Daniel Jones, I believe he splits with the division, and then, of course, when some games outside of the division, they can potentially still be in the playoffs. But let's just focus on the playoff picture as is, but Dallas and Philadelphia, they just switch. We would have to play the lowest remaining seed. I see San Francisco, if they played the Giants or even if they play Washington again for the second time, I see I can see the Niners beating up on Washington. Minnesota, if they got to play either the Giants or they got to play Seattle. Seattle gives them bigger fits, But I think Minnesota's going to be destined. They're going to be hungry. I can definitely see. And the Raiders, they put up 40 points against the Seahawks. Seahawks don't have a great defense because that defense is still young. So I can definitely see Minnesota winning that game. So if the top two seeds, the second seed and third seed win, and then Philadelphia will be whoever comes out the South, whether that's Atlanta or that's Tampa. So like I said, the 2 seed, 3 seed win, and then the 5 seed wins. We would have to play the 5 seed, when we're the number 1 seed. So that means we got to play Philly again, and that'll be the 3rd time that we play Philly. They'll have to come to Dallas again, and we're going to have to go balls to the wall, and we're going to have to beat Philly. If that were to happen, and then, Minnesota and San Francisco will play. San Francisco will have to travel to Minnesota. I could see San Francisco winning that game because San Francisco has a great defense. They run the ball really efficiently. Minnesota weren't able to stop our own game, but if you had Debo, Christian McCaffrey, and then you got Elijah Mitchell, that's gonna be tough for Minnesota. But I mean, so that's about it, y'all, for the playoff picture. Like I said, if Dallas wants to get the number 1 seed quickly, we have to win out. Philadelphia just has to lose 2 games. That's it. 3 would be nice, but 2 is realistic because they still got to play the division. You still got to play Tennessee, and you still got to play Dallas. So it's very possible they can lose 2 games, if not 3. And of course, like I said, Dallas has to win all their games. And their last 3 games to me are going to be determining factors whether or not how well they do in the playoffs, because your last 3 games are against playoff opponents. So yeah, man, that's about it for the video. I would appreciate if you guys would like the video, subscribe, share my video with anyone who you think might enjoy my content, and comment your ideas of how you think the NFC side of things will play out for the Cowboys. Whether you hate the Cowboys or whether you're a Cowboy fan that's pessimistic, whatever the case might be, put down in the comments what you think is going to happen. Have a nice day. Stay safe. Stay blessed. Happy holidays.